Okay. Hey, everybody. My name's Caitlin Hoffman. I'm a Diamond with It Works Global. Tonight, I have some of my team on this meeting with me, and we're going to be going over when they joined, what their biggest fear was before starting this business, and what do they feel, how do they feel about it now? Because a lot of people that I talk to, and I know the same people, or that my team talks to people, and they have the same exact fears and questions as we did when we first started. So everybody, we're kind of going to go over that. So we are going to start with Whitney, and let me unmute. Okay, Whitney, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right, girl. So I want your name and the date you started with It Works first.
Okay. Hi, guys. My name is Whitney Rayburn, and I joined It Works on December 4th, 2016.
So fairly new.
Yes.
Fairly new. Okay. So how did you hear about the company, or how did you become interested?
Well, actually, I seen you post on Instagram all the time, and I never really thought about selling it until you were like, oh, hey, your family likes the products, you should sell it. And I actually ignored you for like a month.
You did. I was like, man, I'm not going to push this girl. She ignored when I brought up selling.
I was like, nah, that's not made for me. And then, I don't know, that day in December, I don't know, it like really spoke to me, and I just felt like I needed to reach out to you, and here I am.
Exactly. Woo, I'm so excited. I knew you ignored me. I was like, man, she didn't respond back to my last message. She was responding back pretty quick.
Hey, here I am now.
Exactly. Audrina, that is awful. You don't remember when you joined? Woman? All right. So, what was your biggest fear before joining?
Honestly, approval. Fear of what people were going to think about me being the network marketing person, like on their Facebook. And I know that's ridiculous, but yeah, it was pretty much just fear of what people would think. And I mean, now it's been just a little over a month, and I can honestly care less what the doubters, what the haters think. Like, I don't care, because I know that this is right for me.
Yeah. So I think a lot of that fear comes from people thinking that they're going to be like just a sales bot, that they're going to spam their followers with these posts, which everybody that's watching this should know that no, we don't have to post. Nobody tells me to post 10 times a day. Nobody tells me to do anything. I choose, and through training and watching videos, we've all kind of run our business how we'd like to run it. And my job as a leader, and their job as leaders as well, is to teach you guys how they've become successful with this business. And if it works for you, then fine. If it doesn't work for you, then we'll find another way for you to work this business. So that's a perfectly normal fear to have, because we're not salespeople. If you tell me that you are not a salesperson, I'm like, thank God. Please sign up then, because I don't want a salesperson. I don't want to spam people's face. That's not what I do. We are share people. So we use the products, we give our testimonies, and that, we share other people's testimonies as well, because I know some people, especially when I started, I was nursing, and I couldn't use some of the products. So I was only able to use a few, but I was still able to talk about all the other products we had. So it's like taking a picture of this glass of wine right here and saying, hey, this is Pinot Grigio Barefoot. It's delicious. You should try some. And then my friends seeing me make a post about that and going out and trying it if they've never tried it before. And that store getting the sale instead of me, because I referred them. That's all that we do.
Yeah.
So how do you feel now? Now, I know you said you don't feel that way anymore, but how do you feel about the business in general?
I just feel like that I can do anything in this business if I just put my mind to it. I really don't care if the people who doubt me or the people who think that it's some kind of joke, I don't care about that anymore. I just feel unstoppable, and that I can do absolutely anything, and anybody can do anything in this business if they just work at it and stay consistent. And that's exactly how I feel.
Good. Okay. That's all I wanted to ask. I just kind of want to make this short and sweet because we've only got 40 minutes and I want to get through anybody. Is there anything that you want to add to shout out to your potentials, or just anything that you see that you get a lot of questions about?
Well, I usually, the main thing that people have problems with, like with me so far, is they don't have the money to start. And honestly, I think if you really truly need this in your life, sell old clothes, find things that you can make the money. If you're not wearing, have your wardrobe in your closet, sell it. People will buy it, make the money some way, because this can change your life.
Exactly. Nobody starts this business because we have the money, right? It's not like I had $10,000 sitting in my checking account, was like, you know what? I'm going to start a network marketing business because I need money. That's not why I started. I started because we hit rock bottom and was like, I have to make this happen. You're either going to use that as an excuse or you're going to use it to motivate you. So, if you don't have the money, if you're watching this and you don't have the money, guess what? Nobody else did either, and we made it work. And you can make your investment back within the first 2 weeks of your business. Receiving your kit and selling those wraps right away, you've made your investment back. So it's all about, how much work you put in if you're really pushing for it. Thank you, Whitney, so much. I know you have to jump off. Whitney's currently at her other job right now, and she was still able to hop on this meeting real quick because of the convenience of working this business from your phone. Okay, so I'm going to mute her. Thank you. She jumped out anyways. Okay. So next, we are going to talk to Michelle. Go ahead and tell me your name and how long you've been with the company.
I am Michelle Spiker. I have been with the company since May. So however many months that is. My brain's a little fried tonight.
May 2016.
16.
Yes.
So okay. Not quite a year.
Not quite. I know. It's coming up fast, though. Don't you feel like it's so fast?
It is.
Ooh. Okay. So how did you hear about the company or become interested?
I heard about it from you. I had heard about the wraps, but for a girl who's always struggled with weight, that just seemed like some kind of thing for all skinny people, which I can tell you that it's not. But I heard about it from you. You asked me, God only knows how many times. I don't even know. And then 7 months. Kept ignoring you. And then I waited a while, and then I was like, okay, she keeps talking about making more money than I make at my full-time job. Maybe I might want to consider thinking about this. So then I did. In May, I finally, A, decided to do it, and B, decided that I was going to spend that $99 that I probably should have spent on bills on that instead.
And see, what's different is I actually knew you from college. Barely, but I did know you. We did meet. We had a mutual friend. And went with Whitney. She reached out to me about the products. I'd never talked to her before. I met her on Instagram. And she said, hey, I'd like to products, tell me about a few things. This is what I'm looking for. And I told her. And then she's like, okay, sign me up, and signed up right there on the spot for some products. And then just kept telling me, like, my dad loves the greens. My mom wants to order stuff. So she was ordering extra stuff through her account. I was like, girl, you should just sell it and make some money. And then that's when she stopped ignoring me. But for her, I'd never met her in person. She's a complete stranger. So network marketing, social media is a fantastic tool that we have to get our names out there and reach people. You don't have to know many people in this business. So you're going to reach strangers that you've never met and people like you that you're friends with. We had been Facebook friends forever. So yeah, so there's kind of a mix of everything. What was your biggest fear before joining?
That I would epically fail at this, like I did at every other network marketing company that I ever worked for.
How many other ones have you done? But I can tell you that you don't have to name them. Just how many other companies had you done?
At least 4.
So I know that was holding you back because you're like, how is this company going to be any different than anything else that you've done?
Yeah, it was
your bigger fears.
It was a big fear of mine and of my husband's. He's like, okay, what makes this any different than any of the other stuff you've tried.
He was probably like,
And
here you go again, Michelle.
I could pretty much.
Not saying
Pretty much. I can tell you that the support and the constant contact we have with people who have been successful makes all the difference. And I don't hate any of the companies that I used to sell stuff for. I still buy some of their products, but their setup has no like parallel to what we have now.
A lot of people don't understand that, like, when I say our compensation plan is bomb and set up to help us succeed as much as we can, it really is. You know, and I'm not downing any other company, because there are people that have success with those other companies as well. But I think it's just easier for us. I feel like we can reach higher levels faster, but there are people from other companies who joined It Works and they're like, this compared nothing to what I was doing with these other companies. So I think a lot of it has to do with the compensation plan, just everything in general with what we have to offer, and just how amazing our CEO and like and our entire, you know, It Works family and team is. It's truly amazing with all this support and stuff we get from everybody. So how do you feel?
Right.
How do you feel now that you have made that leap?
I mean, good. I don't really have, I don't know that I have words for it. Like, I feel like I've been doing it forever, because once you start, you really have to just catch what they visualize for everyone and just start running. Like, within my first 3 months, I hit my Ruby bonus. So I got $500 bonus on top of what I was already making at that rank, which, let's be real, is like a whole paycheck at my other job. So that was pretty eye-opening and changing. And I mean, I was not a super positive person before this, and I think I've developed a lot myself through this. Like, it makes you want to be a better person, and it makes you want to tell people that it doesn't have to be, you don't have to struggle all the time. Like, you just don't have to. And I'm not making tons of money with it yet, but I know where I can be if I keep working. So,
and any extra money helps. Like, any extra money that you're making from your phone and you're not, you know, out the pocket, like in debt with it to make it happen, like,
exactly,
a little bit helps. Even like, I don't know, like your car payment. What if your car payment was like $200 and that's all you were making with this business? That's $200 out of your original check that you're not having to pay for. That's $200 extra dollars, you know? That could help somebody. You know, $200 can go a long way for some people. So nobody joins this business expecting to be a millionaire in a couple months. That's not why we join. We join because we're struggling and we just need to get out of this hole so we have some kind of breathing room. That's why we all join. And some of us have full-time jobs and we're still drowning. So some of us just, you know, maybe some of us want to quit our jobs and become stay-at-home moms. Maybe that's not for us, but some people would just like to take a day off and not have to worry about, like, hey, taking an unpaid day off isn't going to kill me. Like, I'm not going to be behind on my bills because I just want to take a day off or a vacation or anything like that. You just want to have some freedom, and that's okay. Like, that's what this business is for. I'm not saying everybody that joins is going to make and want to be in this business to be an ambassador diamond. Maybe somebody just wants to sit at Ruby, and that's fine. That extra $500 a month goes a long way. So, you know, everybody's got different goals, priorities, reasons why they join. So this business is perfect because it's all about you and what you want to get out of it, as long as you're willing to put in the work. So do you have anything else you would like to add, or any advice to any of your potentials that are watching? Any like questions that you're getting a lot that we can clear up?
For the people who talk about, well, I could just get a side job. My husband works 2 jobs. I know what that life looks like. If you work hard at this, let's say for 5 years, and then you have the option of not working a regular job ever again, and you can retire your husband, isn't that worth it?
Mm-hmm.
If you pay cash for
Definitely going to take a
brand new
little
car
bit
that's reliable.
Yep.
Exactly. But like, I've said this before and I will probably say it every time. The time is going to pass regardless. Do something for yourself that's going to better your family's life.
Exactly. We're not saying it's going to be easy. What we do is very simple, but it is work. But I'm telling you that because of the convenience of this business and being able to work it on your own time, guys, most of my work is done once the kids go to bed. Okay. I'm not saying everybody needs to stay up till 4 a.m, which is what I did last night. Nobody has to do that. Okay. But for me, that's what works best for me. You'd be surprised at how many people are still up at 2 a.m. that want to have a conversation with me. It's insane, you guys. I'm being serious. Those of you that go to bed early, there are people that are still up talking to me at that, because their kids are in bed and they're like, oh, I'm just laying in bed on my phone. And so there's a whole market of people out there that are really late that you guys could be talking to. But yeah, so the convenience of this business allows it. You're going to have to practice, and it's going to take a little bit of time, but eventually you're going to get into a routine that works for you, and you're going to start seeing it pay off. And you're going to be able to stop stressing. Maybe you're working 2 jobs and you don't want to be working 2 jobs anymore, so you do this and add this onto the plate that you already have, because we're all busy in our own ways. None of us have the same exact story. I'm busy out the wazoo, and I don't even have a normal job. This is all that I do. But I stay home and watch 2 crazy kids and 2 dogs all day, and I take it upon myself to be the stay-at-home mom and housewife. I try to take care of everything, cooking, cleaning, everything. And then on top of it, so if you feel like you don't have enough time, that's not the case, because there are plenty of people like Michelle who work 40 plus hours a week she's a mom, and she still makes this business work for her. And like she said, she went Ruby in 3 months, which is an average of $500, and she reached her $500 Ruby bonus as well. So it can happen for anybody, especially people that are busy. Okay, so thank you, Michelle, for getting on. I know Michelle has to pop off here. So thank you for your answers. Okay, so raise your hand if you want to go next. Leslie, of course you do. Okay. I was going to call on you anyways. So
what's that supposed to mean?
Because I love you. I just know that you're like ready to get this.
Well, I'm ready to do this before my kids start losing their marbles, because they're with their dad right now. So.
All right. Well, that's perfect. Then. All right. So give me your name and the date that you started with this company.
My name is Leslie Stanley Angles, and I am sort of a newbie too. I just joined October 28th of 2016. So it's not been too long, not even 3 months yet.
It feels longer, to be honest. I feel like you've been with me forever.
Aww. Well, you have definitely been there, total support the whole way, so I couldn't appreciate it enough.
Who is Devin? Devin's popping on. Okay. All right. So how did you hear about the company, or how did you become interested?
I was actually introduced to the company through Kaylee Roberts. She is married to one of our auctioneers. My family owns an auction and real estate business, and I am also in that line of work. But now that I have 2 kids, I'm not doing that work. But prior to starting, I had gone to an auction. She was there just kind of like supporting him. And she's like, oh, Leslie, you've got to try these greens. They're great for energy. And I was like, all right. And so I did. And I'm not kidding. The first time I took one, I tell this to everybody. At the time, I had an infant and a toddler. My children are now, my oldest will be 3 in February, and our youngest just turned 6 months old. So my youngest at the time was maybe 1 or 2 months old. And so my goal every day was just to get them to sleep at the same time so I could have a nap. Like that was numero uno. That's all I wanted. And the first day I went to try these greens, they had both fallen asleep. Well, I had taken the greens in the morning and I was, zooming around, chasing them, getting my daily stuff done. I got them to sleep. I was like, oh, hallelujah. And I laid down in bed and I was just laying there like, I'm not tired at all. And so I was like, no, you got to sleep. Both the kids are asleep. You need to sleep. And so I laid there for like 25 minutes. I'm like, this is a waste of time. I'm not tired. I don't need to sleep. I've got all these other things I can do. And then at that moment, I was like, these things, everybody needs them. They're going to sell themselves. If people will just try them, they speak volumes,
Yeah.
For themselves who can't use extra energy. Plus, another reason I continued to use them was because of all the vegetables and fruits. As a busy mom, like I can be honest, I don't eat as nutritiously or properly as I should because I'm just trying to grab what I can to put in my body most days.
My kids eat off of my plate, so it's very rare that I actually eat a full meal. It's like they don't want what's on their plate, they want what's on mine. And I give it to them because that's what moms do. You just starve yourself and you don't sleep. You're just a zombie. That's just how it works. And the greens are definitely a lifesaver for me. If people mix it with the right thing, they are fantastic. I know I've talked to a couple of people. They're like, the last girl I talked to, she said, I tried the greens and I would rather shoot myself in the foot than drink it again. I'm like, girl, were you drinking it with water? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, no. No, don't drink it with water. She goes, nobody told me I could mix it. And like, that's part of our job. Like, I want to make sure every single person on my team is actually helping people and giving information and caring more about the person than the sale. Like, that's how I want the integrity of this team to be. And so I was like, no, girl, go get some grape cran juice, go get some V8 Berry Splash, use a blender bottle because even the water bottle can taste kind of gritty. But if you use a blender bottle, that's even fantastic. It mixes it right up. You can't taste anything.
Okay.
Gets rid of my bloat, energy. It's packed with 54 superfoods and herbs. Oh my gosh. I get a headache if I don't drink it anymore because of how good it makes me feel. I just feel so sluggish and cloudy, like headed, and however you want to say that. Anyways, foggy minded, who knows? I'm not good at sayings. Okay, so what was your biggest fear before joining?
My biggest fear was probably lack of knowledge on how to use social media. I'll be the first to tell you, and half the team knows, I think, because I confess it often, I'm not good with technology. And it scared me because, I see the power of social media and this company. I know that I can only reach so many people, my friends and my family, directly, but this company makes it limitless of to who we can reach all over the world if we use social media. And so at that point I knew, I want to go that route, but I wasn't sure what to do. And you and, other people on our team and our upline have just been such a, astronomical help to, pointing me in the direction of videos to watch, messaging me tips, walking me through things. From the day I joined, if I had a question, I ask it, and everybody is just right there 100% backing us up. And I couldn't be more thankful. I do not know a company, and I tell my friends this all the time, who are so supportive. Like, everybody shares their tips and their ideas. It's not like, ooh, I've got this good idea, but do not tell. No, it's like, this is what worked for me, girl, go try it, and blow it up.
Yeah, that's what I love. A lot of people think that when they sign up that they're just gonna be left hanging. They're gonna be like, I don't know what I'm doing. You guys, I'm not good at what I do. I'm not good at this because I started being good at this. I sucked at this. I did. I had no clue. I'm pretty tech savvy. I'll give myself that. I'm pretty good with computers. Not because I had a class, but I think I'm just inclined to be extremely smart with technology. Like, I wired our house in terms of our TV and our PlayStation and stuff. Yeah, It's all, my husband knows nothing. So I'm pretty good. Like, I guess I'm an easy learner, but I had zero sales experience. I didn't know many people. That I actually didn't know what the company was. I didn't know what the wraps were. Never heard of it. people weren't really big on using social media to sell things yet, I guess, when at least the people I was friends with weren't. So it was all new to me. One of my fears was, I have no clue what I'm doing. But when I tell people that this business changed my life and that there's so much support and help, I think people think I'm lying or that I'm being like really corny or over exaggerating, and I am not. Like, until you get in, and as soon as you like sign up and you hit that join button, it's like this gigantic door opens up and it's like, oh, there's so much help. There's a lot of information. It can be overwhelming, but we try not to make it that way. Like, you ask questions, somebody's always got an answer, somebody's always there. There's no negativity, there's no drama. And that's like unheard of with females. I'm going to be the first to say that we're crazy, and nobody on the team is crazy. We don't deal with any of that stuff. I just won't allow it. So I've never had an issue. So I'm glad, everybody has that fear that they're just not going to know what to do, that, they're going to be left alone. And that's just not the case. I know you didn't sign up with me, but I am one of your uplines, and I'm here for you. Anytime you ask me a question, like, that is my job, is to be here for every single one of you, whether I signed you or not, because we are in this to help each other. So how do you feel about the company now? Oh my God, 10 minutes, you guys. All right, we got to hurry up.
I love it. Like you said, I've never 1 minute felt alone. Always total support and positivity, like Michelle said. It's probably the best decision I have ever made in terms of helping better my family's future. So I'm so excited to see what the future holds for us.
Okay, good. I'm sorry, you guys, we're going to have to like make this quick, or we'll have to start a second one. Okay. All right. Thank you, Leslie. All right. Who wants to go next? Raise your hand. Don't all raise your hand at once now. Audrina, that's half a raise. Wait, Devin, did you raise your hand too? No, she didn't. Okay, she didn't. All right, Audrina, listen. You joined
July or August?
July 28th, 2016. I'm looking at my paper. I looked it up while everybody was answering questions.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. I knew it was July or August, but
Yep. All right, girl. So tell me your name. We already know when you joined. And how did you hear about the company or become interested?
all right. So I'm like totally not used to doing these kind of things, so bear with me. Audrina Beckman, and I actually seen, I think, 3 other girls who had joined. I think maybe, I'm not so sure if it was with you, but somebody else. And they started blowing my feed up with all of this It Works stuff, and I got really annoyed. So I started deleting people. I'm like, I can't stand this. I had a couple other people on my, like, still to this day, they're on my friends list. And they got really crappy. They were like, don't ever ask me to join It Works. Don't ever ask me to buy the products. If I get another comment or message about this, I'm going to lose my mind. So I was like, I'm not going to sign up for this. I'm not going to do it. I'm freaked out. I don't want to be the one to get cussed out because somebody's upset with messaging and all that. So yeah. And then you came along, and it was totally different. Completely.
And we've never met, but you know my husband.
Yes. First job, worked with him at Wendy's.
So, yeah, so we met at Pumpkin Show, but, prior to this, we never had really, and I didn't know until I tell Ryan everything. I talk to him about everything, whether he wants to hear it or not about this business. And so I tell him when I talk to people, and he goes, I worked with her at Wendy's, or whatever. And I'm like, oh my God, small world. So I had no idea. Okay, so what was your biggest fear besides the wanting to annoy people? Because people don't understand, we are not all the same.
Right.
All teams are run differently. Not everybody holds the integrity of the company. Not everybody knows what they're doing, or they're not led in the right direction. So I feel like I can vouch for our team in terms of, I feel like we have a good way of doing things. So what was your biggest fear besides that? Because I know I talked to you forever, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to sign up. And then she would like ignore me and put it off, and I had to follow up with her and follow up with her. So what was your biggest fear?
Honestly, I was afraid of taking the money that I needed for bills and using it for something that I wouldn't benefit from, and it just being a waste, because I kind of tend to do that a lot, and people know that.
So how do you feel now that you have joined? How has this business impacted your life?
Honestly, it's like a huge weight. Like knowing that, like just because I signed up then and I made a little bit of money the next month and a little bit more the next month, and then I kind of bombed out and was like, okay, I've got to get back on track. Life got in the way, things got busy, but it's still here and I can still focus on it. I can still do this. I can still give it my all and use everything I learned then and put it with everything I know now and just keep getting better. Like the more you're in it, the more you know, the more you're familiar, the more comfortable you are, and the more you can reach out to people that have been watching you for these past months.
And we all get paid based on how hard we work. So,
Right.
you know, if life like you said, life gets in the way, and that happens for some of us, but there is no penalty. There are no quotas. So like if life literally happens to you and you can't work this business or you just get in a rut, it happens, but you can still pick this up. I have people that, you know, didn't even really start. They signed up and didn't even really start. And they like 8 months go by and they don't do anything. And then they're like, you know what? I really need this company. I don't know why I didn't really give it a shot in the first place. And they start working again because there aren't any penalties. There aren't any minimum sales quotas. Like you work this on your own time. You work as hard, you know, as you want to make what you want. So your, you know, paycheck is a direct reflection of your work. So when life gets in the way and you need to take a break, that's fine. Do you? But you can also pick it back up whenever you want to. And the support is always here. I have never turned anybody away who, you know, might have taken a break or whatever it may be. I am here to help anybody that absolutely wants my help, you know. And we're posting to the team pages, answering questions, and it applies to everybody. You can take it or leave it, basically, but it's not like I have a secret chat and I'm like messaging 3 people and I'm like, you guys, I just figured this out and I only want you 3 to be successful. No, like I post it to the team page and I'm like, watch this, and maybe only 3 of you are going to watch it. I know for a fact only 1 person, maybe 2 people have watched that video that I posted today, because at the very end I asked people to do something that if you really watch this video, to do something at the very end. And yeah, I know people don't watch the videos, and like it's there, the help is there. It's just whether or not people want to take it. So for you, I know the support has just been a big life changer for you in this business.
Yeah. Without that, honestly, like me working like the 60 to 65 hours, all of that work that I did over the peak season, without this, like I wouldn't have made it through. I looked at this phone every day. Every morning I'd get on there, and there were girls at 4 a.m. They were still on there. And I'm like, these girls are pushing for it. I know these girls work full-time jobs. I can do this too. And no matter what, like there was always like the positive thing of every day. I think it might have been you and a couple other girls. They always share certain quotes, and like that's my thing. That's what gets me through the day is a quote, and I hold on to that quote all day long.
And see, this business too, like I want to help, even if like it's not even directly with It Works business. If I can better your life outside of this business, that's all I care about. Like obviously I want you to be successful with this because you joined and spent $99 for a reason. But I understand that this business can't be for anybody, can do this business, but it's not for everybody. But at the same time, if you don't try it, you'll never know. And you never know that, you know, maybe this still isn't for you, but it still impacts and changes your life. But, you know, by either people or just the business as a whole. So I think that happens for a lot of people. And I love that. I love that we can still help each other regardless. You know, and I'm here for anybody's personal issues as well. Like I'm just not here if you got business problems. You know, if anybody's got life problems happening, I'm here too for moral support. And I truly care about you guys, and I just love the support. It's really rare to find people like us, I think, that come together and lift each other up. So I understand that. Now we got Cassie, Jessica, and Devin left. And Anne, she jumped on here at the last minute. So there's a minute 30 left. I really didn't want to do 2 Zooms because it's very, who's going to watch the second Zoom after they watch the first one if we're posting this to Facebook. The whole reason for this was to interview people. So I'm going to do it anyways because you never know. Somebody might watch both of them and they decide to jump on it. Maybe Jessica or Cassie or Devin or Ann's got potentials that they, we're hoping to hear from them talk as well. So I'm going to open another chat and I'm going to put URL and I'm going to post it in the chat. And we're going to get another one started real quick. So if you're watching this, you guys, there's going to be a part 2 so we can get through everybody because everybody's got value to add to this business. So I'm going to start another one, okay?